Welcome to today's presentation. I am a corporate pleb, and this is How to Corporate. Today we'll be reviewing the importance of a common worker pleb to look out for favor requests. The majority, as in greater than 50% of people in corporate, spend as much time as they possibly can not working. They pretend to work. They get out of work. They push work to others, and they shift blame from themselves to literally anyone else when in trouble, especially when their troubles are the results of their actions. This is just a fact. Most people at work are not working, and they're not gonna work. But they all have work, and they are supposed to be doing it. They are all supposed to be productive and show return on investment for the company having them on the payroll. So if people don't want to work, aren't gonna work, but have to produce, how is their work getting done? Enter the idea of favors. People who don't work get others to do their work for them. The real job of those who don't work is finding suckers to do their work on their behalf. Every favor request to you will come packaged with a fair amount of emotional bravado. I wouldn't normally ask this, but can you fill in the blank? Hey, I'm really in a bind here and I need your help. Can you fill in the blank task? I had this thing come up and I just cannot do it, and I couldn't think of anyone else who might be able to even do it besides a genius like you, so can you fill in the blank? There will be an air of the favor being a one-time thing that the asker will remember, appreciate, and get you back if you help them out just this one time. That this is reciprocal. You're all friends, your partners, your colleagues. They might even use the word favor. As far as favors go, the favor you give will be forgotten the instant you grant it. There is no journal of past favors you have done for people that will be remembered or respected. If you call on a favor owed, expect denial, refusal, a sudden fuzzy memory, and an outright dismissal of your request. If in the rare event you do get a favor returned, expect it to be less of an effort than what was required from you initially. Are you getting the picture? Don't do favors. Doing a favor is simply you doing the bully's homework for them. It won't be paid back. It won't be respected. It won't even be appreciated. Sort of some worthless expression of gratitude like, hey, thanks. If you're lucky, you will gain nothing from doing a favor besides more work. The final assessment of doing a favor is if it goes south, you will also get blamed. If it works well, you'll get no credit because it wasn't your job to do, now was it? So, should you ever do favors? Well, you can't go through corporate life without ever doing people's work for them. Favors are going to happen. The way to tell the favors worth doing are if there are no adverse consequences to that favor. When it doesn't overextend your position to do a favor, then you have nothing else going on. You might decide to help someone out. Just know that the moment you do a favor is the moment the shark smells blood in the water. Once you help someone, they will have learned you are stupid enough to do their work for them going forward. So if you can see a reason to help yourself via doing a favor for someone else, then you might want to do it. For nothing else, you might earn unique exposure with a group or department you normally don't get in front of. Or you can learn an aspect of someone else's job that you usually wouldn't learn. But as a rule, if you can see nothing in it for you, don't do a favor. Always, always ask yourself, what is in it for me? If there's nothing in it for you, the worker pleb, don't do it. So how do you get out of granting a favor? Most favors are going to come with a strong arm push, and it's hard to deny them. The best defense is, as Mr. Miyagi said, don't be there. If you're not around when a favor is needed, you can't be asked to do it. So be busy. already have a meeting, already have a project that you're working on, and the time that their favor would take is effectively already earmarked. You don't need to explain yourself. You're just too busy, sorry, can't help. Or you're already booked on something, sorry. You are not buying a return favor tomorrow by doing a favor for someone today. All that's happening is an incompetent worker is saying, I don't want to do my job. Are you stupid enough to do it for me? Promises are similar to favors, but they go the other way. A favor is an unfair request shoved at you. A promise is transactional. There's an implied return favor on the table to be cashed in sometime in the future. With promises, sometimes those can be reliable. If they didn't pan out at least 30% of the time, no one would ever listen to a promise, so those people who use the word promise sometimes have to pay out. Like a slot machine. But like a slot machine, investment from you probably won't see a return. Avoid people who even use the word promise. Most of the time, they will not make good on that promise. They will usually move the goalposts of the game they are playing while they are playing it. Here's that coffee I promised you, when it was really a promise to pay for lunch. Promises are risky things. Don't accept promises. If you build a transaction on a promise, which is empty words, then you have agreed to provide value for literally nothing. All people inherently make deals with others that favor themselves and not the person they are making a deal with. You never see a car dealer taking a loss of profit for your sake. They look to get as much out of you for as little investment as possible. Any promise made to you, if it pays out, will be less than what you imagined and less than what you put into it. There are some people who take their own promises seriously and deliver exactly what they said they would every time. These people are unicorn rare. What this means is that most people making promises to you are going to fall into the other end of the spectrum. Basically, know that anyone making a promise is likely to not fulfill that promise. It's up to you if you want to pull the slot machine lever or not, but know that you will most likely only lose your coin. This brings us to the last, someone's word. This is someone's biggest gun. I give you my word. No one says this when they first ask you for something. People build to this. Having to cite their word comes late in their sales pitch of whatever snake oil they are peddling in your direction. They've asked you for something, you've rebuffed. They've pressed, they think they can turn you, you rebuff again, and then all of a sudden their almighty word barges into the discussion. Now it's serious. They want you to believe their credibility. Now they are making it clear that whatever lies you've seen from them in the past, whatever doubts regarding their character you possess, well, those lies and doubts won't carry over to this particular request. Before, it wasn't serious, but now their word is on the line. This is as red a flag as you can get. You will know without question if the person in front of you's word is worth it. Most of the time, it is not, and someone pushing that hard has nothing but vaporware to deliver when the deal is done. Be exceptionally leery of anyone giving you their word unless it's someone you know very well. Even if you do trust someone's word, always remember that if stakes are high enough, there is no one whose word is worth anything. Everyone will stomp on their own word if it means saving even a minor amount of trouble for themselves. In the life of a corporate pleb at the bottom rungs of the ladder, no one has to respect you because you have no authority. If no one has to respect you, then they don't have to honor their commitments, and they're free to manipulate you into doing things for them on their word, promises, or favors. Never overextend yourself for someone's word. Don't trust a promise, and don't do anyone any favors. You will get nothing besides more work, frustration, blame, no credit, and saddened by the fact that most people do not take personal integrity seriously at all.
Thank you for joining me. Please come back and explore the corporate world from the standpoint of a common worker pleb at any time. See you soon.